someone else on the panel, please? Colette Michelle. Thank you. My apologies.
That's all right.
Nice. I'm going to turn over to the panelists. If you'd like to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourselves, then we will begin the discussion.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
There's a microphone.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Colette Machado, and I'm the publisher and editor of Sales Mastery magazine. It's a magazine, it's the go-to resource for sales professionals and leaders and business owners to help them improve their selling skills.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, this is Andy Ray. I'm actually retired from IBM. I was an IBM program director. Now I work for them as a consultant. But my background is I'm a banking technologist. I've been working for HSBC and then Visa. And so I was on the other side of sales most of the time, but for the last 15 years or so, I'm as a consultant, I'm doing the selling, because as you know, consultancy is basically selling a service apart from hardware and software. So I get to know more about selling now. So I was not a trained salesman before, so I know the problems of selling and how the other, I can remember how I used to look at a salesman and what, as a salesman, I can do for my clients at home. And the other one is also part-time, sort of, from time to time rather, I also teach leadership and management for postgraduate level. So there also, I noticed that there are very much emphasis on marketing support, sort of aspects, but very little on selling. That's why I was very enthusiastic about Vonley starting this SOSI, which is specifically made for sales training, which is different. It's more old-faced sort of field training than marketing and on a desk sort of thing. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Vonley Joseph, the principal at Bob Etherington Academy. As Dr. Andy Ray said, we sat down and brought the carpenter together over a period of time. It hasn't happened just over tonight. As you'll see, it's taken a series of years. A lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, perseverance, the right attitude to get here today. One of the key areas that we started from was a program called Get Britain Selling, which was started out as a campaign, and now, as you can see, we're now a collective. So the focus really is, for us, one of the key areas was on getting sales into schools, colleges and so forth, which would be one of the key area questions. But more importantly, it's getting people to recognise sales as a profession and also promoting the diversity in sales as well. So for those of you who wonder what the conference is about, as in guests coming in, I'm sure the achievers and so on will be able to tell you, because they've been through mastery programs that Bob's diligently has led over the years. And now we're at the stage where we're moving away from the development and we're more going to be moving into making things happen practically. So everybody in here is an earpiece and a voice and to testify to what is going to be happening coming forward in the not too distant future. So thank you for all for coming, and as I said, please listen diligently and we'll be happy to have your feedback at the end.
Just to echo what Vonley said, there will be a chance to ask questions at the end, so please write down anything that you want to ask at the end. On to the questions panel. So our first question is, why are sales not being promoted as a profession in schools and colleges?
Okay, so I'm sorry. Okay. So I believe there's at least 3 reasons why. Firstly, in terms of sales in the UK, there's a real negative perception of sales. When we think of sales in the UK, we think of Del Boy, from Only Fools and Horses, sort of doing dodgy sales. So the image of sales is kind of that car, sort of sleazy car salesman, and just real negative perceptions around it. Also, in terms of the words that go along with sales, there's the words of sort of like coercion and influence and sort of persuasion. And so again, teachers, head teachers and so on, they're thinking, well, do we want to associate children with that? So, why bring sales into schools if those are the kind of connotations that permeates within schools? And thirdly, in fact, within the UK, sales is not a recognised and not a respected industry. Although, since being the publisher of Sales Mastery magazine for the last sort of year and a half, I mean, I've learned tons and tons about sales. I know there's many more experienced people here in terms of sales. I've been in sales for years, but I realise that yes, there's lots going on within sales within the UK, but of course in the States, sales is the profession to be in, more or less. So I think the respect that sales has in the UK is just not there yet, and hopefully that's to change. Okay.
Yes, Andy, go ahead.
Hello, yeah. Taking a cue from my sort of previous speaker, as I sort of alluded to it before already,